What is going on? I'm ZMOT. We're going to talk about something ridiculously confusing. It doesn't need to be confusing, but Supercell has gone and made it that way. And that, my friends, is of course the explosive drones. Now, if you click on the info up the top left, now, first of all, the fact there's no information in this screen, like this right here, is incredibly frustrating because you have no idea if you're getting any extra tech from upgrading them. Same thing with the Super Warriors. Be aware that you do get extra stuff from upgrading them. If we click that little eye in the top left hand corner, you can see we're at level 14, and if we upgrade, if we close that little detail, we go to level 16. So level 16, you're wondering what the heck does that even mean? I've done the conversions here, and now, so actually, quick detail beforehand, 17,260 looks like, oh my god, these things do so much damage. Well, it's complicated. If you click the little detail there, it says they do 1,726 damage per shot. And I've had a couple of you say, but Zed, they only do 1/10 of the posted damage. That's not true either. It's way more confusing than that. So let's get some stats up on the screen. If you notice right there, it says drone count is 5. That means we're going to get 5 times 1700 as opposed to just 1700. So it works out that you're getting basically half the damage that's advertised here. So if we get rid of this right here, it says you're going to get 17,260. You're actually going to get exactly half of that. But it gets even more confusing than that. So we'll cover that bit. Note that you're going to start seeing more explosive drones. That's the only part you really need to worry about. And yes, they are worthwhile. I have got them. I am using them. They're doing great things for me. So they're pretty cheap on the gunboat energy. As you can see, you can throw 5 of them for 75 gunboat energy. But that is also confusing because you need to throw smoke on top of them and you want to use the crystal shield. So bottom line, should you get them? Yes. Should you upgrade them? Yes. Are they going to help? Obviously, I wouldn't be telling you to use them otherwise. So you're going to get 5 of them per throw. That's the part you need to realize. So if you want to do the quick math yourself, you do 5 times 1726, and you end up with somewhere around 8,600 or something like that. So how you double that, of course, is if you look over into here, the shield projector makes them explode twice. You've probably seen videos about that all over the place. So you can make explosive drones twice as powerful using the crystal shield projector, and so you don't need to do any of that math at all, because instead of dividing by 2, you just take the damage at face value. So crystal shield projector plus the explosive drones equals double damage, so you get that number right there. Hopefully that makes sense. If all of that mumbo jumbo was super confusing, just focus on this number. Crystal shields make them do that much damage. Plain and simple. You don't have to worry about dividing or multiplying or mathing. Just always use them with crystal shields, and you're going to have great, great, great successes. So jumping into a replay, you'll notice they've got the grappler there. It's probably sitting there with about 22,000 health, and it's going to cause all sorts of problems for my attack. So like we talked about, we're going to get... Come on, there's the smoke. Wait a couple seconds. Then we're going to throw 2 boats of those crystal shields. Yeah. Boom. And then look at that. The grappler is gone. So it's an easy, easy, easy way to destroy some prototypes. That's what I've been doing primarily, and you don't have to worry about anything except for the CMO. The CMO is going to shoot them, and you're going to have bad luck because the CMO is going to ruin your attack by destroying them before they explode. But for other prototypes, I've been taking out shock blasters, I've been taking out grapplers, just getting all sorts of good stuff. And you'll notice that by doing so, that grappler on the right hand side is gone. The rocket launcher is also gone, and then we're coming back here and we're getting a pretty decent time. I think it was like 1 minute 48 seconds, all because we got rid of that grappler. Didn't have to worry too much about the rocket launchers, and then all of our troops coming in and getting rid of all of the engine rooms. Definitely takes a little bit of practice, a little bit of planning, but it's way cheaper than using a barrage or an artillery. So that is why I've been using them. That's why I recommend using them. And once you get them to max, they're going to do 20,000 damage. So if you have a quick look here, 75,000 damage, you could go get an engine room, especially at that 7 engine room level. Getting a 7 engine room makes your pathing so much easier. So if we look at my attack on this 7 engine room right here, I am just going to drop all my troops and just go. But ideally, you're probably going to want to BART out this engine room right about here, because once you get into those heavy choppas, you're going to go something like this. You're going to probably go, uh-oh, that's not what I meant to do. We're probably going to go into here, and then along back to there, and then into there, and then along the back path, and you're going to want to BART that one out. And you can easily do that using the explosive drones. Gonna make things ridiculously quick with the heavy choppas, that is. I don't have heavy choppas, so this is how I attacked it. This was before I had explosive drones, I do believe, so just straight up trying. Come on, troops. I promise I dropped troops. Not sure why that counter is going so ridiculously long. There we go. So let's go. Getting the flare out, getting it onto that there mortar, and then dropping the troops with some riflemen up the middle, just trying to get all of the riflemen, clearing most of the mines, doing a bit of distractionary tasks, but otherwise just 6 boats of bombardiers, 2 boats of riflemen just walking through these bases. You can get very good times, but do be aware that 7 engine room players are going to have heavy choppas very soon, and they're going to be able to fly through even the dirtiest of dirty 6 engine room bases. So I will do a live attack. It's not a great idea for me to do a live attack, because as you can see, I don't have a chest anywhere to be seen, so I probably will end this video as that attack finishes, just so I can store those engine rooms for when my chest does come. But first, we'll do one more replay so I can try to show you a little bit more of the explosive drones at work. Again, using that flare to make sure that your troops stay out of the range. There we go. There's the explosive drones onto that back shock blaster with the crystal shield projector. I'm going to call it a protector forever, because you're protecting stuff. I'm not really, hopefully I'm not projecting anything on you guys. And then we're getting rid of that rocket launcher. Again, that is my go-to for the back. Anytime I can clean things up and send troops, even though Kavan died, really hurts the attack when Kavan dies. And then just sending that 1 boat of heavies in, almost losing all of those back bombardiers, and the rest of these guys just cruising along. And I much prefer doing it from this angle, because the flare from there to there is much shorter than from there all the way back to there. So anytime I can, you know what, let's just do a drawing. Anytime that I clear in this direction, I then have to flare all the way back to there to get my troops. I don't like leaving my troops to go that way. So instead, what I've been doing, hopefully this is making good sense, is I get these guys going this way, these guys going that way, and then they come back around. So a couple different strategies, all based on where you figure your troops are going to end up in the end, and then we're just crushing these engine rooms, getting pretty decent times, waiting till the last possible second to get that final flare out, hoping we're not going to lose all our bombardiers. Now let's get into a live attack. Please hit me up in the comments if explosive drones are still confusing to me. I realized that I went a little bit down the rabbit hole with the multiplication and the division and the using the tooltips. By the way, quick note, tooltips are all over Boom Beach. Anytime you look at something, radar is a great example. Click on things. You will find all sorts of details. Same thing with all of these things. Click on many things in Boom Beach. There are all sorts of details hidden in and amongst all of this stuff. Click on it all, figure it out. You will get all sorts of extra details. The UX in Boom Beach isn't super obvious, but it can definitely help you. Okay, let's get in, try and use these explosive drones, try and just get a win here. I've been having a major problem with Kavan getting shot in the face, even though there are troops in front of him. Not sure if I'm doing something wrong or I'm just not watching him well enough, so I'm probably going to put too much focus on Kavan, because I feel like my last 2 or 3 losses have all been because Kavan got shot in the face. The fact that we're doing a lot of matchmaking here makes me a little bit concerned. I'm going to get a 7 engine room base, which, like we talked about, Heavy Choppa is going to crush my base. So, yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how this goes. We got a 6, that's good. Now, Doom Cannon back there, going to be a bit of a concern because we can shock that shock launcher and rocket launcher in one, no big deal. So that's where I'm going to send my explosive drones. Boom Cannon at the shore is a little bit different than what I've seen on a lot of bases. Looks like I'm going to guess 1, 2, 3, only 4 rocket launchers. Now that's kind of how I've been leaning. 4 rocket launchers is plenty. This person went with the boom cannons instead, and you can see they've got a lot more boom cannons in a lot more interesting, useful spots. I'm going to go like that and like that, and then Kavan is going to come out a bit later. Like I said, having some issues with Kavan, so we're going to try our darndest to get Kavan out only once a whole bunch of those dudes have gone up and into location. So now that that's happening, let's throw that smoke out right there. Let's throw 2 of those guys right there. And then last but not least, Crystal Projector going out into the stratosphere. I am never going to call it the projector because I always forget, and it's a protector to me because it protects the troops, but we're going to do our best to call it whatever the heck it's supposed to be called, I do suppose. Kavan is still alive. I'm going to call this attack a win just based on that. Now we're going to get our heavies out, then we're going to get our bombardiers out. So far, so good. This is going exactly as I hoped it would so far. We're clearing in that exact path that we talked about last time. Going to get rid of that, and then these heavies should be able to cruise up that entire left-hand side. Let's get that Crystal Projector just in case Kavan goes and steps on a boom mine like Kavan has been known to do, and then getting that Super Warrior out there, trying to distract that boom cannon, trying to keep some of our dudes alive, and a bunch of mines in there. Let's go. Things are looking up. Now, earlier I talked about how I want to get that engine room and then back off. Not fully the case. What we're going to do instead is we're going to get rid of... Yeah, see? Kavan. Kavan every time. Kavan hitting all of the boom mines every single time. We're going to get rid of that rocket launcher is what I was trying to say. So that is goal number 1. Goal number 2 is going to be trying to keep all of these dudes alive without hitting the boom mines. Bunch of good critters coming in. Pretty happy with that critter placement, to be completely honest. Got rid of all of the important things. Doom Cannon is gone, and now we should be able to simply cruise on in. We are going to lose. Our opponent was pretty darn quick. Anytime... This is going to be the first time I've seen a time faster than 1 minute 35 against my base. I'm pretty darn certain. But nonetheless, we are going to take the extra engine rooms. I got to show you guys how I've been using explosive drones, how they've been fairly useful, and we're going to go with that. So if you have any questions about explosive drones, please do let me know in the comments down below. I will do my darndest to answer all of your questions, just like I'm going to do my darndest to flare this engine room in a couple seconds here. I shall talk to you soon, though. As always, I'm ZMOT. Thank you for coming in. Peace.